Alrighty, this is our third map with Reddit Lucio. Ooh, scaring me there, Doomfist. So for this match, we've swapped just a couple things around where basically our oh my goodness, I'm having a complete brain fog. Where one of our bench players took a chance to sub in on Reaper. Alrighty, so Roadhog already doing Roadhoggy things. Actually, real quick, but before you get into too much of this, especially with the Roadhog rework and Doomfist and Lucio in play, this bridge should be a death trap. There are easy ways to work around it. As an attacking team, basically you've got to get better poke than the enemy team does. When you push through, you've got to have point presence awareness. So if they're all sitting over here and you're sitting here, they can't boop you this way. They're going to boop you into the payload. However, if they stand on the outside, they can get a boop this way and send you swimming. Or same thing on the other side. If you're over here, all that fire can just send you boop over the map. Me personally, I love Farah, not just because of the boops, but because she has lots of aerial play here. She can like hide up here and like peek rockets between those little spires right here and right here, and then just decrease on down, get out of sight, and then peek back over. It's like playing poke around a corner, peekaboo like this, but it's much harder for them to hit back because if you're playing into a Hanzo, they can just peekaboo corner and rip your face off. Way up here, this is a much harder skill shot to get taken out. It takes a bit to learn how to hit shots from here, but that skill gap is much smaller than trying to learn how to shoot a Farah way up there over the corner of a rooftop. All right, Doomfist doing no. Ooh, I'm not sure how Doomfist got away with that one, frankly. Almost like, okay, a little punchy. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, this Doomfist is like living on the blade's edge, and that time the blade got him. Oh, you hate to see it when you res a critical target and lose a different one instead. If I was coaching them, I would actually recommend against that res, just because you're running a Roadhog. And you're right there on the first point. You're not gonna. Oh. Mercy with the blicky. Okay. I had to pick on Mercy for a second, but take out the soldier. Keep on going. She's Valken. She's coming for you, Bap. Pew, pew, pew. She's been watching our varsity support line too much. Oh, that's a 3K by the Mercy. All right. At a certain point, though, you gotta know when to get out. I was just saying, it's like might be overextending that play. So, they're supports, not healers. Mercy getting them across the bridge. With I don't want to coach our opponent too much, just because I don't know what their circumstances or their player skill pool. The Mercy player clearly has some skill here. The Lucio got a boop to get them over the bridge. I'm not sure if Lucio is going to be the long-term play here, just in terms of healing output. Because when you run a Roadhog, you basically have to run a Kiriko to keep that hog cleansed. So I'm actually surprised they haven't swapped over to Ana yet, but I know Ana's not one of our wheelhouse healers yet, or supports, I should say. Soldier, and thank you. So the Soldier is such a great DPS option when you're only running a single DPS, because he can play on his own and he can play with the team really well. My other recommendation for like solo, Ooh, here comes a visor. Can we get value out of it? There goes Lucio. Don't shoot the hog. Don't shoot the hog. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything, but you're not going to get anything out of it. Good job. There's the mercy and the hog. There you go. Especially with ultimates like that, just ignore. I don't want to say ignore the Roadhog because he can take you out, but don't focus your ult on him because there are a lot of times he will just sit there, take a breather, and laugh at you. I'm not sure if it's still the case, but I know there have been points in the game where Hog could literally face. Lucio got away with that one, where Roadhogs could tank a Diva Bomb. What was that? What the actual heck was that? Oh. Okay, Hog no hook. And I can't tell, is he trying to back out of this? Punches the Lucio. Wall rides out of that. Okay. I can't figure out what in the earth. Let me just YOLO. Let me punch him off. And I love everybody, but moving on. All right, so it's basically a 4v3. This Lucio's doing his darndest to try to get some point contest. Trying to get in the back, and that's in our support line, but okay. Heads up, that was actually a little telegraphed. Because, real quick, I'm just going to back up like 5 seconds if it'll let me. Oh, not quite. Oh, just a little further. There we go. So, like, from their point of view, oh, Reaper's got ult. Reaper's got ult. Reaper's got ult. Now, admittedly, they should have called that and had things ready. Roadhog should have hooked that. Lucio should have booped that. Lucio had a beat, should have hit the beat before it came in. There's some reflexes that come to dealing with Reaper ults. When you're not used to it or when you're not aware of it, it's devastating. But when you are aware of it and when it's telegraphed like that, they should have known to counter that. Nice slam. So when you're playing with a Wrecking Ball tank, especially in Overwatch 2, you got to be mindful that the enemy team is just going to come right at your face, because there's no enemy tank right in front to stop them. All right, and that's round 1. But so you have to be ready to use your defensive cooldowns in a way to keep yourself alive while the Wrecking Ball makes havoc. Likewise, it's kind of that run and gun of run from them, but also run to the targets that your Wrecking Ball slams. In terms of dive, Wrecking Ball is, I would say, even more dramatically impactful than Winston, because that slam, just a slam melee, no shots in the air or anything, but a slam and a melee is more than half the health pool for most heroes. So getting slam shots melee, especially for good Wrecking Balls on someone who doesn't get supported, it should be an easy, it's not a one-shot combo. There's some skill shot with the primary fires and getting your headshots and things like that. But a good Wrecking Ball 1v1 in a backline should be terrifying. But it's even more so if you follow it up, like we got a Genji and a Tracer now. This actually, since we only have to go this far, I am excited to see how terrifying this can be. Maybe. And then with their Roadhog comp, I think Lucio's just being a good sport at this point. But yeah, so yeah, Roadhog. I wouldn't get up here if I had that been me, I would sit right here because you can't get booped backward through a wall, but you can hit hooks and drag them right here. Just put them in the pit. So good ball slam, and then Tracer should be. Oh, okay. I said I was going to get into the components of dive, but with Genji, Tracer, Wrecking Ball, basically what you want to see is ball slam, dive in, dash in. Okay, that's better. And honestly, a lot of it just takes time and coordination, getting used to partly playing together. In Overwatch 1, a lot of people would insist, oh, you've got to communicate, you've got to use a microphone and comms. Yes, you're not wrong. That helps, but a lot of times people will tend to overcom. But instead, you just got to get used to reading animations. So when you see the hero do this, you do that. Nice little finish off. And that's actually good because the Lucio was going to fall off anyway, but by getting that final blow, you actually get some ult charge in case you need it. I'm not sure it'll be needed because, oh, yep, and that's that. So overall, good season. There's lots of development stuff going on. There's lots of map awareness and hero awareness and toolkit things that we're working on. So that's our last match for this season. JV did not qualify for playoffs. They actually only took, I think it was the top 16 teams for playoffs this season. But I've pulled several players from JV onto varsity. This week of Thanksgiving, there are no games. And then playoffs start for us the following Wednesday. I believe that's December 1st or 3rd. It's the Wednesday after Thanksgiving, basically. But we'll start up then, and there's a good chance that based on the teams that we're playing, that a couple players will get in for some maps. I'm not sure how much people will get in for everything because the tank we're facing this week, he's a slobber knocker. He's a tough one, but we'll see how it goes. So thanks for tuning in. Sign up for spring season. Looking at doing this again. There's some other opportunities coming up, but just seeing how the team progressed through fall, despite not getting all the VOD reviews. I was really busy this season. I missed several weeks that I normally get done. And we didn't practice as much as we used to before. In the past, we'd have the teams practice separately. Each team would have their own day of practice and work things up. We didn't get that this season because I'm marching band crazy up until about 2 weeks ago. So keep an eye out for that. If you're doing playoffs with the varsity team, I'm looking for